Everyone, I'm Vani, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science from DrSNSRCAS College of Arts and Science. In the last series, we have seen what is a client server model and what are the advantages and disadvantages of a client server. What are the how the client server model acts and how a client server computing has the advantages and disadvantages were discussed. In this series, we are going to see the advantages and disadvantages of client server networks. In advantage, the client server networks has a centralized network which stores all data. The next one is security. It is secure to all resources that are centrally administrated, and the next one is performance. The use of dedicated server increases speed of sharing resources, which increase the performance of overall system. Next one is scalability. When increase the number of clients and servers separately, we can add a new node in a network anytime. These are the advantages of a client server network. Next, we are going to see the disadvantage of a client server network. The only disadvantage is the congestion. Traffic congestion is a big problem of a client server network. When a large number of clients sends a request at the same server, it causes a problem of a traffic congestion. It does not have a robustness, that is, the server is down, then the client request cannot be met. The client server network is very decisive because regular computer hardware does not serve a certain number of clients. In that situation, specific hardware is required to that server to complete the work. Sometimes the resources may exist in server but not exist for the client. For example, if an application is a web, then we cannot print out directly on printers without taking a print view window on the web. These are the major disadvantages of a client server network. The next topic we are going to see a common object request broker architecture, CORBA. It could be a specific regular design for a middleware. It is a client server software development model. It is also known as a object management design. It is itself a specification that defines a broad variety of services for a building distributed client server application. Several services may expect to search out in a middleware product like CORBA. Example for naming, dealings, asynchronous event management services, which are literally fixed as a service within OMA, object management design. Here in diagram, it represents the ORB is a mediator for an application interface, common facilities and domain interface, and for an object interface. In the application interface, we can it shares the information about the trading, naming, services, etc. In common facilities, it gives for example, common facilities is a printing option where every server or any server or any client give a request for a printing. A domain service interface represents and the interface in a particular domain, such as an service provider, such as financial services, education services, and banking services, etc. In object interface, it denotes the interface of a particular domain in order to initiate the performance to be carried out between a client and server. These are the following things used in CORBA. In the next series, we are going to see the domain-free freelance services of a CORBA. Thank you for listening to this series.